Tomorrow, Asperger's sufferer Gary McKinnon will appear in London's Royal Court of Justice in a last-ditch attempt to see if he can avoid being extradited to America, where he faces up to 70 years in an American prison.
In 2002, Gary was accused of hacking into US military computer systems and was later arrested on 7 counts of computer fraud. But he claims that he was simply searching for evidence of UFOs. Well, his mum, Janis, who will be in court with him tomorrow, and media lawyer Mark Stevens joins us now. And welcome, both of you. First of all, where is Gary today?
He's at home. He's been more reclusive of late. The tension of the past 7 years has taken its toll, and the closer it comes to the end, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
And basically we've had a 7-year sentence of mental torture.
Well, tomorrow, as we said, is his final appeal to stop extradition to America. So let's go back to how all this started. He's now 42, and when he was growing up, he wasn't diagnosed with Asperger's until, I think, last year. But as a little boy, he was a bit different to other boys, wasn't he? Yeah, he was... he takes everything literally. He also had obsessions about the stars, the planets from, very young. He would talk about this when he was 2 years old. And Asperger's is actually, you come on faster. He could talk in sentences when he was 10 months old. He could read when he was 3. And he played Moonlight Sonata, taught himself when he was 7. So a very bright boy.
They're very bright, but it's the social aspect that's difficult for them. They don't know the social rules or why you have these rules, and they don't understand this. And basically, Gary's always taken everything literally. One example is when he was little, a friend said, buy a bar of chocolate and keep the change. And he came back with a bar of chocolate this size that cost several pounds, and this was a long time ago.
Because he didn't understand the change.
He thought he had to spend the change.
Whole lot, yes. And at parties, you say he would sit in the middle of the floor and play on his computer and not network.
This was as an adult. This wasn't too long ago. There was actually a Christmas party in his girlfriend's house, and all of the family were there. And Gary was in the middle of the room, not with a laptop, huge computer, huge desk, and he was, looking at it. And we said, this was long ago, it was before the arrest. And we said, you can't do this. And he said, well, why? We said, because you're in the middle of a party. He says, but it's my party too.
And when did the interest in UFOs start?
10. He joined Buffo, yeah.
Is that the
Befora, yeah, that's it. Yeah, the British UFO Association. When he was about 10, and he's always had a sort of obsession about UFOs. And
so, does he believe that things are sort of being kept from us?
Oh, he does, because how he got into it was a disclosure project, which is actually in America. It's generals and high-ranking military people who had this conference, and they actually said that UFOs exist, that aliens exist, that the technology is suppressed, and that they're using reverse engineering. So Gary isn't alone. It's actually some of the highest minds in the military in America believe this.
And is he a computer genius?
He's not, no. They had no passwords, they had no firewalls for years, not just weeks. And there was other people on the computers when he was there from China and Russia. So, why on earth would the military have no passwords and no firewalls for years on end, even at the height of security after 9/11? How on earth can this happen? It's insanity.
Well, it's incredible, because it says here between March 2001 and March 2002, Gary accessed, without authorisation obviously, and damaged 92 computers belonging to the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Department of Defence and NASA. The indictment, because of course America now charged him with this, alleges that Gary scanned a large number of computers in the military network and obtained administrative privileges. Once he accessed the computers, Gary installed a remote administration tool, a number of hacker tools, copied password files and other files, deleted a number of user accounts and critical system files, and ultimately caused a network in the Washington, D.C. area to shut down, resulting in 2,000 users unable to use their computers for 3 days. The US Department of Justice have estimated a loss of about $900,000 because of his actions.
Gary's always denied the damage. when he was first arrested in 2002, the high-tech crime unit says, we've been monitoring your computer for several months, and as there's no damage, you're looking at approximately a 6-month sentence. The thing that he used was Remotely Anywhere. Remotely Anywhere is a commercial application that many people use. He didn't have hacker tools. Basically, they had no passwords and no firewalls.
But it doesn't,
you know.
Unfortunately, and we have to play devil's advocate here.
Oh no, he
a
was
little
wrong
bit because,
to do it.
because
totally.
if you start mucking about in security systems, and you do leave your fingerprints, you know, your internet fingerprints over everything, then eventually it's going to burn back to you, and you're going to get caught.
Absolutely.
And did he think at any stage what I'm doing here could lead to trouble?
Well, I'm sure he realised it could lead to trouble, but in this country, computer crime is not looked at seriously, and no one has ever been extradited for computer crime. Even at the same time, there was a guy accused of hacking into Port Houston, and the investigation initiated from America. He was tried in Southwark Crown Court. So why leave Gary, wait until the new extradition treaty comes in, where they don't have to prove the damage, to arrest him?
Well, we're going to talk about the what appears to be an imbalance in the extradition treaties in a moment. But yes, and he says that as well. He knows he's wrong. You know he was wrong.
He felt he was in a moral crusade, but of course it was wrong for him to do it. It was crazy. Had I known, I would have gone ballistic.
So who banged on the door?
The high-tech crime unit. I think he was sleeping at the time, and they actually came in the house and, you know, took him away.
On behalf of the US government.
That's right, but he admitted to the computer misuse without having a solicitor there, and he has always denied the damage. Is very open. With Asperger's, people tell the truth even to their own detriment, and that came about. You talk about the late diagnosis. Asperger's wasn't actually diagnosed not until about the late 90s, so most children will have the diagnosis. Most adults of Gary's age will have fallen through the net because it wasn't a recognised thing then.
Well, this is a boy as well. As a boy, he's a man now, but as a boy, he couldn't bear travelling on anywhere, on any kind of transport, going anywhere. And as an adult, he hasn't travelled out of the country. And apart from everything else, this is another problem. And let's come to you.